Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Heartist podcast. In this mini, I am going to talk a little bit about prayers. In particular, my prayers I do with my boys. I don't know, 7 years ago or so, my boys are 11 and 12 now. When they were about 6, somewhere around that age, kindergarten, I guess, I created a prayer because I'm not a religious person. So I took a bunch of my ideas and wanted to incorporate some kind of consistent prayer every night to kind of help them have that bigger picture idea in their mind before they go to sleep. I don't know, for me that seems a little comforting, the idea that we are of something bigger. It's my belief, at least. You know, and at the same time, if that changes for them throughout time, I'm not going to get into all of that, but I try not to force all my beliefs, but I want them to feel safe as a parent, and I try to share my ideas with them, at the same time explaining to them that, you know, they're free when they get older or at any point in time to, you know, have their own beliefs that are separate of mine or alter my beliefs or whatever. But the basic idea of the prayers is to have appreciation as another big part of the prayers, appreciating what we have daily and remembering that before they go to sleep, that we are fortunate and through the hard work that I've put in to give us the things that we have, and that it's again, in my idea, it's all part of something bigger. I think that's pretty much it, really. You know, just it's pretty much just to give thanks and a little bit of remembrance of what all we have. I don't, at the same time, when I was a kid, there was this kind of underlying, I really have to be careful with myself because my mom did this and I don't think she meant to do it. She didn't mean to do it in a bad way, but there was this, she would always say, you should be happy that you have that because there's someone else out there that's, you know, if we weren't eating something, if we left a couple green beans on the plate, it would be, all right, you're so lucky that you even got that because somebody else out there starving and they don't have anything. And it was like this guilt trip thing that was put on us to get us to do things that we needed to do. I don't believe it was malicious or anything in her regards. She was just trying to get us to do what she needed us to do, what she thought was right. But it's one thing that kind of messes with me a lot of times is now that I do feel in my life that I don't deserve things because that thought always comes into my mind and I've had to fix that. So I definitely make it a point to not, you know, lay a guilt trip on them, but definitely at the same time be appreciative. Having said that, this is the prayer that we say, or that I say, and I try to get them to say with me at times. Every once in a while, I'll ask them if they can say it along with me so that they kind of have it in their own minds and they're not just kind of in la la land. Of being 11 and 12 years old, their minds do wander quite a bit, and I have to make sure that they focus back in on what we're talking about at the moment, especially when it comes to the prayers at nighttime, because we can get a little goofy around that time when we haven't had enough sleep. So yeah, this is the prayer. The prayer is, God, thank you for creating us. Universe, thank you for protecting us, loving us, guiding us, and keeping us healthy. Thank you for the food, water, shelter, clothing, and most importantly, each other. Thank you for the abundance that we receive today and the abundance that we'll receive tomorrow. Please help us to release all negative and unwanted energy we've accumulated throughout the day so that we can start again fresh and new tomorrow. Amen. So that's the prayer that we say every night. And sometimes we add things depending if there's somebody that needs a prayer or yeah, if we need a little bit of luck in a game the next day or something, help us when it's, flu season, help us to stay a little extra healthier, things like that. But, breaking down the actual prayer, I started off with, God, thank you for creating us. Because I do believe, and this gets pretty in depth, but just really quick, I believe in some kind of creator originally. I don't know exactly how that all played out, but I think that we're all kind of a series of somebody else's creation in some way. It's kind of how I look at things. It's almost like in a pyramid type of, like a hierarchy, but that's kind of how I see it. And the reason why I separate the next part and I say, universe, thank you for protecting us, loving us, guiding us, and keeping us healthy. I know that we are all part of God, and I believe that we are all part of God, and we are all, one with God. But the universe part, I kind of throw everything, because I'm throwing everything in the universe that helps us. I do believe in guides. I believe in our, loved ones that have passed away, to all kinds of different things that could be assisting and helping us energetically every day. And that's why I kind of wanted to wrap that all up, including God. And, however they want to perceive it, it's left pretty open-ended. And saying thank you for the most important parts, like the things that we absolutely need every day. I explained to them a long time ago. Food, water, and shelter are what we need. And I threw in each other because of the death that I've had to deal with, and how important, growing up poor with my siblings and only having each other consistently throughout life, through the deaths and all of that, we've always had each other, and my siblings were extremely close. My family was extremely close because of these things and just who we are. I always want to remind them of that every day, because I think that also is a need, along with food, water, and shelter. Yeah, and then obviously just the idea of abundance, including everything. Not necessarily money, but health, love, all of the things that we have daily. That wraps up into the abundance part. And then trying to release I added this recently, the negative energy thing, trying to, mentally, I think a lot of times they're not really imagining or thinking this through, but one day maybe they do, and they like that part, and they start to introduce it a little bit more. If they do have accumulated some negative energy throughout the day, that they can mentally think about it kind of washing away and starting again fresh and new for the next day. That's pretty much it as far as what we do with that. I really think it adds some structure to their lives, a consistent thing every time they're here. I believe that their mom does it sometimes too for them, but I've always made it a point to do it since there's not a night that has gone by when they're with me, and they're with me at least half of the week. So there's not a night that goes by that we have not said our prayers in the past 7 years before they go to bed, unless they've already passed out and I have to literally carry them to bed or something. But yeah, it's definitely been a consistent part of their lives. And for me, being a kid, structure and consistency brings safety and a level of comfort as a child to know what to expect every day. I, as a kid, never knew what to expect the next day, and lived a life full of anxiety and fearing for what would come up the next day, or what was going to happen when I went to sleep, things like that. What I would wake up to in the middle of the night, in the morning, what our problems were the next day, all of those things on my mind. And I'm very proud of myself, and I've worked very, very, very hard to give my kids a safe life. But again, back to the prayer part, though, that's what it's about. It's about adding a level of comfort before they go to sleep. It's like just a part of the routine. And There's nothing wrong with a routine as a child that hopefully they don't have to use it when they get older, but maybe it helps them to create their own little prayer that they alter throughout time, or when I'm even gone, at some point, it's something that they'll remember me and have that connection with them forever. So yeah, that's all I wanted to just kind of touch on that. And hopefully that, I don't know, maybe you can create your own prayer by just taking that idea and adding it to your kid's life. It's never too late, if you have kids, or to your own life, to give yourself some structure or consistency. Yeah, I really appreciate you listening. Thanks again. And more importantly, thanks for being my therapist. If you'd like to learn more about me and my experiences, follow @AwakenHeartist on Instagram or visit the website awakenheartist.com.